Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the 30th annual Calgary Community Menorah Lighting Ceremony, live from the City Hall atrium. Thank you very much, Evgeny Adeliv, for that wonderful music leading us into the show. And welcome to everyone here at the City Hall atrium and to all our viewers watching the live stream and on Facebook Live. My name's Shale Gelfand. I have the honor to be your MC this year. Happy Hanukkah. Tonight, the 25th of Kislev in the Jewish calendar year 5779, is the second night of the 8-day Hanukkah celebration. Tonight, Hanukkah menorahs will be lit in millions of homes around the world, as well as the menorah here at City Hall, the 18-foot menorah in front of Heritage Park, and the menorahs in Calgary hospitals. And this year, for the second year in a row, the electronic menorah in the windows of Chabad Lubavitch Calgary campus facing Glenmore Trail. So if you're driving up Glenmore Trail, you can't miss it. We have an exciting program this evening with lots of music, the lighting of the menorah, and of course latkes for all who are with us here at City Hall. And for all the children, we have these Hanukkah Gelt cards, so make sure you don't go home without taking one. For the first time this year, on our 30th anniversary, we're hosting a special children's Sea Kids Hanukkah program led by Rabbi Zalman and Brachi Levin that begins right after the kindling of the menorah candles in the room over there. I would like to encourage everyone to sing along with us this evening. All the songs can be found in your program on pages 5 and 7. To get things started, I'd like to introduce some special guests who've joined us here this evening. Guests, please rise as I read your name and remain standing until all the guests have been introduced. And audience, please hold your applause until after the introductions. Representing Jewish Family Service Calgary, Roxanne Dropo and Albina Gerov. From Jewish National Fund Calgary, Sandra Fairman. Danielle Brightman from Calgary Hillel. Rhonda Shore and David Bartel from the Calgary Jewish Community Council. Representing Chevra Kadisha of Calgary, Rabbi Daniel Shimanoff and Adina Shimanoff. From the Jewish Historical Society of Southern Alberta, Zina and Sarah Drabinski. Commander Zeke Litwack of the Jewish War Veterans. Zeke, are you here? Nice to see you, Zeke. The Jewish War Veterans, World War II. Representing House of Jacob Mikveh Israel, Rabbi Binyamin Halpern. Rabbi Chaim Safran from Calgary Kollel. From Akiva Academy, Rabbi Chaim Greenwald and Mr. John Haddon. From the Calgary Jewish Academy, Ms. Brenda English. Representing Canadian Hadassah Wezo Calgary, Hanik Jacobs. Barry Peshet from BBYO Calgary. Mr. Sam Fishman from Kehilat Shalom Society of Calgary. From Mount Royal University, Peter Brodsky and Paul Rosman. From the University of Calgary, the new Chancellor, Deborah Yedlin, and a member of the senior leadership team. Phyllis Dagwire from Canada Israel Securities. Representing Canadian Magen David Adom, Mrs. Fanny Widrow and Sharon Freierman. From Na'amat, Canada, Jeanette Raphael, Dorit and Avi Moisey. Representing our Calgary members of Parliament who are in session in Ottawa, Sean Schnell, Vincent St-Pierre, and Kelly Taylor. From Calgary Jewish Federation, Diane Califf and Jared Shore. Representing Premier Rachel Notley, the Minister of Labour and Minister responsible for Democratic Renewal, the Honourable Christina Gray. MLA Calgary Glenmore, Anam Kazim. Representing our Calgary MLAs who are in session in Edmonton, Angela Kokot and Grant Pollock, Kim Warnke, and Janice Fraser. From the Calgary Police Service, Deputy Chief Ray Robitaille, along with Senior Constable Craig Collins, Inspectors Mike Waterston and Leah Barber, Constable Kim McDonald and Dinah McElroy, Staff Sergeant Andrea Kulik, and Sergeants Gareth Joels and Brad Norman. Representing Emergency Medical Services, Adam Loria, Jared Hendry. From the Calgary Planning Commission, Lourdes Jean. From the Calgary Fire Department, Chief Steve Dongworth. City of Calgary Councillors, Mr. Jean-Carlo Carra, Mr. Ward Sutherland, Mr. Evan Woolley, Mr. Jeremy Farkas, and Ms. Jyoti Gondek. From the City of Calgary Administrative Leadership Team, Community Services, Ms. Katie Black. Friends of Calgary Chabad, Dr. Leonard and Hilda Smith, Mara Gibney and Murray Robbins, Ben and Diane Doctor, and Darlene Switzer Foster. Dr. Beth Hedva and Calgary Community Menorah Lighting co-founding producer and MC for 21 years, Mr. Harold Finkelman. Our honoree for this evening, Mr. Al Austin. Rabbi Menachem Matisoff, Alberta's Senior Rabbi and Chabad's Executive Director. Rebbitzin Rachel Matisoff, Associate and Program Director at Chabad Lubavitch of Alberta. And last but certainly not least, His Worship Calgary Mayor Nahid Nenshi. Do we have Arnold? And now, thank you for joining us for our 30th community celebration. You may be seated. We're in for some music now with Arnold Dvorkin. Come on up, Arnold. And Arnold will be singing Hine Matov and Ose Shalom, and he's accompanied by Linda Kitchen and Darcy North. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Arnold Dvorkin.
טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב שבת אחים גם יחד טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב שבת אחים גם יחד שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן יעשה שלום שלום עלינו ועל כל Israel, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Yako Israel, Oseh Shalom Bimroma, Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Yako Israel, Bimru, Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Yako Israel, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Yako Israel.
Thank you so much, Arnold. That was fabulous. Thank you, Linda, and thank you, Darcy, for that great music and for getting us all in the Hanukkah spirit. Well, to celebrate our 30th anniversary, we've gone through the archives and put together a number of special videos that take a look back at the past 29 years. Let's take a look at the first video on your screens. We call this one Menorah and Latkes. Where's the mic?
It's right here.
As well as the builder of the Menorah down in City Hall. I was built in 87. It took a great effort to build it. It took us about 5 weeks. We had to put a real push on it and get it done in time. This menorah weighs about 1,200 pounds. Calgary Metal actually stores it, and Jim's crane delivers it, takes it off, and does a lot of the work putting it up as well. The electrical was done by Custom Electrics, and they actually look after the bulbs before and after, and rewire it and unwire it after every event. The menorah was designed by Simon Vinnick. Of course, Harold Finkelman, I'd like to thank. He's the coordinator and the brain of the whole project here. Thank you very much, Harold. People can drive by on 14th Street Southwest and see it. And to see it better, of course, they have to come at night, and then the lights will be lit and it will be much nicer.
All right, it's latke time. If you've ever had a chance to sample the fabulous flavor of these traditional potato pancakes, you'll know why these tasty treats disappear so fast. Now, earlier on, our reporter Sally Sosha went down to Latke Nerve Central, and she spoke with a couple of people who've been preparing over 1,000 latkes for tonight's celebration.
Headquarters here at Chabad Lubavitch in Calgary. On my left is the program director here at Chabad Lubavitch. This is Rachel Matusov. Rachel, this is a huge latke undertaking. How many volunteers involved this year?
15 to 20 people.
And how many potatoes did you peel?
I would say about 400 to 500 potatoes and lots of onions. We had lots of tears here and eggs and on and on.
You should smell it in here. You know, that would just sort of give you an idea. I'd like to introduce you to some of the volunteers, Sonia and Sam, and of course I have to introduce you to the latke lady, Lily. Lily, you've been involved making latkes for this ceremony for how long now?
4 years, and I love it.
For 4 years. And tell me the process, like how does it work? What do you do?
Sam is processing it, and he puts everything in, and I'm putting all the right ingredients like eggs and salt and pepper, and I'm mixing it all together, and I'm putting it here, and it goes to the frying pan, and the ladies which they are frying, and then they are packed and wrapped and warmed up for the evening.
Wonderful feast for this evening. Now I notice they're being fried in oil. Now that's very significant, and it goes way back to the very, very first Hanukkah, and the short version of what that means is?
Well, we had enough oil to light the menorah only for 1 day, and that oil lasted for 8 days. And that's the reason that we remember the miracle of oil.
And the reason why we celebrate Hanukkah for 8 days. Well, now to the taste testing process. Here we go. It's absolutely wonderful, but you don't have to take it from me. I'd like you to take it from a latke tasting expert. This is Brachala. What do you think, Brachala? I think just from the smile alone, the verdict is in. And from all of us here at Latke headquarters here at Chabad Lubavitch, Happy Hanukkah!
Thank you so much, Evgeny, for that rousing rendition of Tsena Tsena. Just by show of hands, how many know the words to Tsena Tsena? Should have all been singing. It's a great song. Anyways, from that video, I can attest to Lily's latkes, how good they are. And I should say that despite construction of the Southwest Ring Road and the South BRT, the community menorah is still standing and invisible as always. So thank you again, Evgeny. And it was terrific, and we'll be hearing more from him throughout the evening. Calgary's Jewish community is blessed with some dynamic and dedicated leaders, many of whom have joined us tonight. To bring greetings on behalf of the Calgary Jewish Federation, please welcome Mr. Jared Shore.
Good evening and Chag Sameach to all of you. My name is Jared Shore. I'm a member of the Board of Directors for Calgary Jewish Federation, and it is my pleasure to wish Chanukah Sameach to all of you on behalf of Federation. I'd like to begin by extending a hearty Mazel Tov and Yasher Koach to Rabbi Matisoff and the Chabad Lubavitch congregation here in Calgary on their 30th annual lighting. As someone who grew up in this community, I take tremendous pride in seeing the spirit and strength of our community demonstrated each year here at City Hall. The community menorah lightings date back to the year of my own bar mitzvah, and next year my youngest child will sing with the CJA choir. This is now a long-standing tradition that has spanned generations. Thank you. Mazel Tov. The celebration of Hanukkah is a reminder that we have so much to be proud of in our Jewishness. Let us take a moment to look around this room, rejoice at our diversity. We're a community that honors the wisdom of our elders, the vitality of our children, and irrespective of age, gender, denomination, we are one Jewish community, proud and strong. It should not go unnoticed that in the spirit of Judah Maccabee and his brothers, that our community's pulse can be seen and felt in the might of our youth. As a parent, I walk through the halls of the Calgary Jewish Academy every day, and tonight see the children of CJA and the children of the Akiva Academy, and my heart is full knowing that our community has tremendous ruach. The Maccabees, in all their fortitude and courage, remind us that we can and we must remain courageous in the face of challenges and in the face of threats. Tonight we light our Hanukkah candles in the heart of our wonderful city, together amongst our non-Jewish neighbors. And our candles are not only a reminder and affirmation of our faith in Adonai and the miracles bestowed upon us, but also a reminder to spread our Jewish values. The values that say, love the stranger as thyself. The values that implore us to always seek justice, truth, and peace. Among the well-known miracles of Hanukkah, that the oil burnt for 8 days, the victory of the outmanned and outarmed Maccabees, there is a lesser-known miracle. Amidst the terrible destruction of the temple, it was a miracle that the Jews even looked for oil in the first place. Let that miracle be an inspiration to us. Let us look to spread the light even when the darkness seems so great and there is no light to spread. Behind the vitality of our youth, may our community continue to spread the light wherever darkness may appear. Chag Sameach. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jared, and thank you for all your efforts on behalf of Calgary's Jewish community. Calgary is home, as Jared mentioned, to two wonderful Jewish schools, the Calgary Jewish Academy and the Akiva Academy. Joining us now behind me are students from the Calgary Jewish Academy Choir, with director Mora Natalia Izarovich performing two songs, Sevi Von and Avi Haidlik Nerot Li. The Calgary Jewish Academy Choir. Let's give it up for the Calgary Jewish Academy Choir. Parents, I heard say that for all the children in the choir, there's an extra latke and some extra Hanukkah gelt tonight, so don't forget that. That was terrific. Thank you, Calgary Jewish Academy Choir and Mora Natalia Izarovich. Okay, now let's turn our attention to the video screens for our next special presentation. A look back at the past 29 Calgary Community Menorah Lighting celebrations.
The mayor is ready to start to light the shamash, to bring light to the city of Calgary.
First of all, happy Hanukkah. It is wonderful to have this opportunity to be with you once again on this, our 5th menorah lighting here in Calgary, the 4th menorah lighting exactly where it should be, in the heart of the city, right down here at City Hall, and I think that is very significant. And I would like to thank Chabad Lubavitch and Rabbi Matusov for the invitation.
Shaw Communications is proud of the long-standing association of Channel 10, Shaw's community programming channel, with the Festival of Lights. And our family is honored to participate directly in this year's lighting ceremony.
I want you guys all to know he's been such a big part of this. We'll be signing this and autographing this, some of you dignitaries afterwards. James, we love you. You've done such a good job. He's back in the control room right now.
May the menorah of modern times shed light on all who lead and support Israel and sustain the moral and material well-being of all nations. And for the young people, I hope that you have great enjoyment with your dreidels. And I know that I always like to get a gimel.
As Chief of the Calgary Police Service, my commitment is to peace. And in a city which is third in diversity in Canada, it is my single passion and I think one of my foremost priorities to free the oppressed. I bring greetings to you from the Calgary Police Service, Deputy Chief Peter Koppel, Constable Stewart, and our special guests from Israel who are here visiting both the police service and on a Killam Scholarship with the University of Calgary. Thank you. Happy Hanukkah. Chag Sameach.
Those of us who have been blessed with a loving family and friends are indeed blessed. We must remember those less fortunate and take the time and make the effort to include them in our lives.
The music tonight from Florence. Florence has been our music meister for a long time. We want her there forever. She's accompanied by Bobby Van and Darcy North, Art Lapp, Markham Silver, Linda Kitchen, Stan Birnbaum, and Shen Schultz. Let's thank them all for the music.
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kichanu b'mitzvosov v'tzivonu lahadlik ner Hanukkah.
A look back at the past 29 years of the Community Menorah Lighting celebration. Sam Switzer who we just saw lighting the candles at the end, was a pillar in Calgary's Jewish community and a strong supporter of Calgary's Chabad campus. He is dearly missed, and may he rest in peace. I should also say that when we saw Levi Matisoff singing, he is now Rabbi Levi Matisoff, a father, and he goes by Yisroel Matisoff. And in the first video, we saw Brachi Matisoff eating some latkes, who is now Brachi Levin, and the mother of 2.5. It's time now to light the menorah. Here is to tell us about this year's honoree is the co-executive director of Chabad Lubavitch of Alberta, Rebbetzin Rachel Matisoff.
Thank you, Shale. It gives me great pleasure to introduce this year's Community Menorah Lighting Honoree and our good friend, Mr. Al Austin. Born in Saskatchewan in 1931, Al was the 7th child of Aaron and Bessie Ostrovsky. As they moved to Edmonton, his parents' family home was always open to family and friends, which taught him from a young age the importance of family, community, and tzedakah, charity. Al attended Alberta's first Jewish day school, the Talmud Torah in Edmonton, and then he celebrated his bar mitzvah at Beth Israel Synagogue. Al was born with a gift for music and was actually involved in the music world himself, and later on as an investor and supporter. Alongside his lifelong friend and business partner, Buddy Victor, they were co-owners of the original Alberta and Saskatchewan Weight Watchers franchises. Al moved to Calgary in 1969 to run the growing local Weight Watchers operation, and in 2013, they sold their franchise to Weight Watchers of Canada. Mr. Austin and Mr. Victor have given back to the communities that they have been. They have supported many charitable causes, sometimes publicly, but more often quietly and humbly. This includes the generous support to a wide range of urgent needs, from palliative care beds to disaster relief. Together, they support individually and continue to support health, recreation, social services, and many arts initiatives. Their first major public endowment supported a capital campaign for the Art Gallery of Alberta, where the 3rd floor is named for Bobby Victor and Al Austin. Mr. Austin was also a long-serving member of the Theatre of Calgary Board of Directors. Their legacy includes the establishment of the Bobby Victor and Al Austin Foundation in Edmonton and the Al Austin and Bobby Victor Foundation in Calgary. Mr. Austin's generosity has been felt by many institutions in the Calgary Jewish community, including the Jewish National Fund, Chabad Calgary Campus and Programs, Temple Bnei Tikva, Jewish Federation, Jewish Family Service, Hadassah Wizo, and the Besedek Jewish Film Festival, to name a few. The Al Austin and Bobby Victor Alberta Tennis Center followed in June 2016. And in 2017, Al and Buddy were the honorees of the JNF Jewish National Fund yearly dinner. Al actually remembers attending the first community menorah lighting on 14th Street by Heritage Park in 1989. I wonder how many people here in the crowd were there. And since then, he has been a friend and supporter to Chabad's programs. Al, my husband and I pray for Buddy, and wish him good health and good long life. And to you, may God give you a lot of strength, koyach, and many years of good health and happiness to come. Please join me in welcoming our honoree for this evening, Mr. Al Austin, my husband, Rabbi Menachem Arosov, and his worship, Mayor Nahid Nenshi, to join us in the lighting. Before we light the candles of tonight, we're going to light the shamash candle. This is known as the servant candle because its fire is what we use to kindle all the other candles, one for each night. The important role of the shamash candle is significant and special. It stands out from the other candles. It is the candle on the far left. As we see, the mayor now lights the shamash. He takes the light, passes the light soon to Mr. Austin. It's not always easy to bring light, isn't it?
We try every day.
We try. Thank you. That's better. So the mayor takes the light from the shamash candle. You know, as we're waiting for the light to go on, our eyes and hearts can look at the little light that's going to be shining soon while meditating on the mystical teaching on that. By nature, even just a little bit of light pushes away a lot of darkness. Every light, step by step, will push away more and more darkness. Great. No, it's lit. It's still lit. It's burning. The light is there, Mr. Mayor. It's so beautiful to have such a beautiful crowd here, and I'm sorry that we don't have enough chairs. You know, we don't have enough place even to put so many chairs, and thank you all for coming and joining us.
I know. You got it?
Great. We appreciate the light much more when it doesn't come as easy.
Now go back.
The mayor will hand it now to Mr. Austin, who will light the first two candles for tonight, as tonight is the second night of Hanukkah. Then Mr. Austin will recite the blessings, and they'll be translated into English.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kadeshanu mitzvah v'tzivonu lehadlik ner Hanukkah.
Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us to kindle the Hanukkah light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim la'avosenu, bayomim hohem, bizman hazeh.
Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who performs miracles for our forefathers in those days at this time.
First time, man.
Mazel tov, beautiful. It is my greatest honor to have one of the 5 leaders of the popular Calgary C-Teen, Chabad Teen program, Noah Paul, who will lead us in the recital of Anerot Halalu.
We kindle these lights to commemorate the saving acts, miracles, and wonders which you have performed for our forefathers in those days at this time,
through your holy Kohanim. Throughout the 8 days of Hanukkah, these lights are sacred, and we are not permitted to make use of them, but only to look at them, in order to offer thanks and praise to your great name for your miracles, for your wonders, and for your salvations.
Thank you. Thank you, Noah.
Where's my... Thank you very much. Mazel Tov, and Happy Hanukkah again. Okay, it's time for some more music here, and if I can find my space. Okay, it's time for some music, and I would now like to introduce the Akiva Academy Choir, who will be performing Ma'as Sur and Oh What a Party. And again, we encourage everyone to join in. The songs are in your programs on page 5 and 7. Thank you very much, Akiva Academy Choir, under the direction of Rabbi Benjamin Halpern. Now we have another rendition of Ma'as Sur. This one is from a few years back, and it features Chazan Edwards singing Ma'as Sur. So let's take a look at the video. Okay, please stay focused on the video screens because we have another great video flashback. Let's take a look back from 1994 as the Calgary Boys Choir sings in Yiddish, Oe Chanukah, followed by Cantor Stein in 2005 singing with some of our local children.
It makes us remember that we must always work hard to maintain such celebrations and work hard to maintain our place in this wonderful community and not take
our freedoms and our rights for granted. Thank you, and happy Hanukkah to all of you. Please sit down, Rich. Yep.
Gonna sing some songs with me? Yeah. Okay. Come light the menorah. Let's have a party. We'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table. Give you a treat. Shiny tops to play with and latkes to eat. And while they're playing, the candles burning low, one for each night, they shall shed a sweet light to remind us of the days long ago. One for each night, they shall shed a sweet light to remind us of the days long ago. Okay, should we sing another song? Does everybody know the song, I Have a Little Dreidel? So let's all sing it together, nice and loud. I have a little dreidel. Made it out of clay. When it's dry and ready, then dreidel I will play. Oh, dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, oh, dreidel I will play. Oh, dreidel, everybody, dreidel, I made it out of clay. Fire, don't let me, and dreidel I will play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. Dreidel, 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 dreidel I will play. Thank you, children.
What a wonderful trip down memory lane from past Hanukkah menorah lighting celebrations. Rabbi Menachem Matisoff, Alberta's senior rabbi, has become one of the most influential and important leaders in the history of the province's Jewish community. For more than 30 years, he has served as director of Chabad Lubavitch of Alberta. He manages a staff of 20 clergy and support staff at centers in Calgary and Edmonton, as well as introducing important programs like this community menorah lighting, the community Seder, and Grand Chabad Sukkah. He offers spiritual and emotional guidance to hundreds of people every year, including a service as a prison chaplain. And his work in the Chabad Center for Jewish Life in Calgary campus, just east of Chinook, continues to grow. Please welcome Rabbi Menachem Matisoff.
Thank you. Happy Hanukkah. Thank you all for coming, for participating. Thank you to the students of Har Vagai who are visiting from Israel together with the grade 9 of the Jewish Academy. And thank you all for putting up with me for the last 30 years, 29 years, and with my wife, and for allowing us to bring a little bit light to Calgary. What was demonstrated this evening was that it's not always easy. We had some challenges with bringing light to the Shamish. But leadership, as the mayor has demonstrated, perseverance will make it happen. This is the first time in 30 years, in 29 years, that I did not write a script. I did not prepare what to say. But I'm going to share with you a little story. When Chabad, when the Rebbe sent emissaries to California about 40 or more years ago, and the Rebbe's Shaliach, the rabbi, has written to the Rebbe a report after summer that they had such great success and so many children in Camp Gan Israel. The Rebbe replied, how about all the children who did not attend camp? Last 30 years are wonderful. How about the next 30 years? We still need to be on guard and keep on kindling the light and keep on working on it. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. The past is only a lesson, only courage to go on in the future and to be stronger than ever. Thank you to each and everyone for all your help, encouragement over the last 30 years. I will not mention names nor organizations, with the exception of our colleague Rabbi Groner, Rabbi Mordechai Groner, who has been with us for the last 10 years with the family and is not here tonight as he is recovering from a fall on ice. He will be fine, but couldn't be here tonight. And the lesson is, be careful, don't fall on ice, do what you need to do, and be strong, and a refuah shlema and a complete recovery. Thank you very much. We're on for the next 30 years in a way that we have never seen before. Thank you for giving me the courage. Thank you for pushing me to do what we need to do. Happy Hanukkah. As much as we have lit tonight 2 candles, tomorrow 3, the following day 4, and we're going to continue to strength and to powers as never before. Thank you. Mazel Tov to the community, and L'chaim, and happy Hanukkah.
Please don't leave, Rabbi. There's a surprise and special presentation that we have for you. And to make the presentation, I'd like to introduce Minister Christina Gray.
Thank you very much for those kind words, Rabbi, and to everyone a happy Hanukkah. On behalf of Premier Rachel Notley, my colleague Anem Kazim, all of our government MLAs, we wanted to present a thank you because we know celebrations like today's community menorah lighting happen only because of the strong organization and teams that make them happen. And so in recognition of these past 30 years and the future 30 years, on behalf of Premier Rachel Notley, for you, Rabbi.
Thank you. May I call up my wife, who is the force behind to receive this scroll, on behalf of Premier Notley. Thank you very much, but the honor is to my wife.
I would be happy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Can I leave now? Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Minister. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rabbi, and thank you, Minister Gray, for that special presentation. And I, too, would like to wish a heartfelt, speedy recovery to Rabbi Groner. Get well soon. We miss you. We are honored to have Calgary Mayor Naheed Nenshi join us again this year at this year's Community Menorah Lighting Celebration. Mayor Nenshi, thank you for your inspired leadership for the community, for supporting Calgary's Jewish community, for supporting Chabad, and for all you do. We're so proud of you. To bring greetings on behalf of the city, please welcome our Mayor, Naheed Nenshi.
I feel like I should have musical accompaniment every time I come together. Shalom. Welcome. I'm so happy to be here with all of you in this room that I always call Calgary's living room as we come together to celebrate community tonight, as we always do in this place. It's worth remembering as well that we do so here on a very ancient land. And sometimes we forget that in biblical times there were already people here living on this land, in this place where the Blackfoot call Mokinstis, the elbow, the place where two rivers come together. So tonight, of course, as we gather together, we remember the original inhabitants of this land, the Nitsitapi, it just means the people. We call them the Blackfoot people now. The Beaver people, whom we call the Tsuut'ina people, the Stoney people of the Nakota nations, the Métis people with their long history on this land. And we remind ourselves in this night of lights, in this time of light, that for the last 150 years or so, we have strived to be on this land a beacon of light in an often cold and dark and cruel world. And we have said to people from every corner of this broken earth, come here. You'll be safe here. Your kids and their kids will have opportunity here. You are welcome here. And that is the promise of the community that we fight for every single day. From the early days of Jewish immigration to this area to today, we continue to stretch our arms open wide so that everyone is welcome here and everyone has the chance right here, right now, to live a great Canadian life. But tonight, we celebrate. Tonight, we say Mazel Tov, not just for the 30th anniversary of the community menorah lighting, but let's remember it is also the 30th year of the Chabad here in Alberta. And it is also the 30th year that we have had the enormous, extraordinary blessings of the Matisoff family here with us in Alberta. So Rabbi Rebbetzin, how blessed are we that you chose Calgary, or maybe it was chosen for you. And for 30 years, you've built not just the Jewish community, but the community of Calgary. Let's hear it for the Rabbi, for the Rebbetzin, and for the Matisoff family. "12 grandchildren, 3 on the way simultaneously." I think that's pretty incredible. Now, you'll notice tonight, for the first time in 9 years, I had a lot of trouble lighting that shamash candle. And I'm a guy who looks at symbols all the time. And I will tell you that I have been thinking a lot about light and darkness lately. So let's not take this as a symbolic thing, but let's remember that we live in a world where the darkness is gathering. We live in a world where voices of anger and bitterness and division and hatred seem to be growing louder and louder and louder. And we ask ourselves every day, how do we respond to that? You know, a couple of weeks ago, we celebrated in the South Asian community here in Calgary the Festival of Diwali, which is a festival of lights. If you come up to my neighborhood in Northeast Calgary and you wonder, why don't people ever take their holiday lights down? It's not only because we're lazy, it's because we have to light them for Diwali. Yesterday, or on Saturday rather, I stood in a snowy field in Confederation Park and pulled an old-timey switch, which turned on the holiday lights in Confederation Park. And today, most important, we light the menorah. And across all of these different faith traditions, when we think about light, when we think about our own role in bringing light to the world, I think that the celebration of Hanukkah, the celebration of light, is more important than ever. And we think about that gathering darkness in that temple, of finding that oil which could only have been for one night, but lit for 8 nights because of the purity of the people who were lighting it. It helps us celebrate not just that miracle, but I hope that it helps us celebrate, each of us every day, our own role in bringing light in this dark world, our own role in using our own hands, our own hearts, and our own voices to make sure that we stand up for the light every single day. And I'm thrilled that we get to do that together here in community. And I hope that tonight we will rededicate, each of us, as we light that menorah, as we light those candles, we'll rededicate ourselves, each of us, to bringing light to the world every single day. So with that, I wish you all the happiest of Hanukkahs. Chag Hanukkah Samayach to everybody, and really have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. Thank you all for being here. Don't go. I gotta stay.
Please don't go, Mr. Mayor. Thank you very much for those kind words. And I'd like to call up Rabbi Matisoff because it's time for our annual draw. Before we start our dancing and singing and enjoying latkes, Rabbi Matisoff, please join us, and we'll make the draw for 2 $100 State of Israel bonds, generously sponsored by Mr. and Mrs. Lenny Shapiro. Rabbi will read the names.
Okay. All right.
Emily Cooperman. Okay, and this time we're going to keep the cards, the gifts, and we'll get them to the children later as they are now in the children's program. But mazel tov to the Cooperman family and to Emily.
I have to draw a different color.
Okay.
Aaron Eckler, this is for you. There we go.
Lev Friedberg, or Friedberg. Mazel tov to both, and we will make sure that the children get the present. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mayor Nenshi, Rabbi Matisoff. Thank you also to the City Hall administration headed by Mr. Danka and his team. Thank you for making us feel so special and welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for attending our 30th annual Community Menorah Lighting Celebration. A few other thank yous. Thank you to our online viewers. Thank you to all the dignitaries and special guests. A very special thank you to Jerry Adams and to everyone at Adams Technologies who've been with us from the beginning. To Rabbi David Altine and Chabad.org, to Simon Apter, and to Lisbeth Hiserman for putting together the fabulous video. She didn't even know how the programs worked, and she edited those up in a couple of weeks. To the Calgary Jewish Academy and Akiva Academy choirs, thank you. Evgeny, thank you so much. And to our dozens of volunteers, especially those who spent dozens of hours making more than 1,400, that's 1,400 kosher latkes that are smelling so good and they're going to taste even better. For everyone here at City Hall, please join us now for latkes. These special Hanukkah Gelt cards are for the children and some dancing, and a reminder that the children's program is still going on. Thank you so much for being here this evening. Chag Orim Sameach. Happy Hanukkah. And as we meet, we'll have Shlomola singing for us, accompanied by Evgeny. Shlomola will perform as we dance and sing. Shlomola, take it away.
אני מאמין, משיח, 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 איי 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 איי, משיח, 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 איי 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 איי, משיח, 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 איי 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 איי, משיח, 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 איי 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 mamaya im koza hakela ya hakela becholim cheyavay V'yafal b'sheyis mamaya im koza hakela ya hakela becholim cheyavay Cheyavay, 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 yavay Ani mamin, be'emunah shalema Be'vias HaMashiach Ani mamin Mashiach, Mashiach, Mashiach Ay, 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 ay Mashiach, Mashiach, Mashiach Ay, 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 ay Mashiach, Mashiach, Mashiach Ay, 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 ay Mashiach, Mashiach, Mashiach Ay, 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 ay V'yachal b'sheyis mamaya im kol zeh chakelay becholim cheyavay V'yachal b'sheyis mamaya im kol zeh chakelay becholim cheyavay Cheyavay, 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 yavay